गांधी जी की तालीमात के जिन पहलुओं को नुमाया किया है वो हम सभी को अपने अंदर झांकने के लिए मजबूर करते हैं। हमें सोचना होगा, हमें इसके बारे में समझना होगा कि हमारे कदम कहाँ बढ़ रहे हैं और कहाँ नहीं बढ़ रहे। बहुत शुक्रिया आपकी इस तकरीर के लिए। और अब इस सिलसिले को आगे बढ़ाते हुए लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, I take you to another aspect of Gandhian universe. Languages and their discussion have figured in many of Gandhiji's treatises, whether it is in Swaraj or his autobiography. Gandhiji has held views on mother tongue as medium of education and linguistic provinces in the demarcation of political boundaries of the states of India and many other very, very important issues. Who can be better than to speak on these than a linguist himself? And therefore, I invite Professor Jayanti Warsi, Chairperson, Department of English, to address us and to share his views on Gandhiji.
Perhaps he is from English department, so she said I am chairperson of English, but I am chairperson of linguistics. As Professor Vivasana said about love for mother tongue and respect for other Indian languages, my talk will be focusing on those aspects. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Tariq Mansoor sir, respected Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Muhammad Guled sir, Registrar Muhammad Imran sir, University Librarian Professor Nishat Fatma, Thankar Professor Viva Sharma, distinguished guests, faculty members, and my dear students. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an honor for me to say a few words on this great occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. We have assembled here on this auspicious day to celebrate the birth anniversary of the greatest man of our times, an individual of high merit, a man of high wisdom, a person with high values, and a man who led the fight for freedom with truth and non-violence, known to the world as Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. For every one of us, he is Bapu. Subhash Chandra Bose called him as the father of the nation. People affectionately called him as Mahatma, the one with the greatest soul. In his honor, as Professor Jawahar pointed out, on June 15, 2007, the UN General Assembly adopted a resolution that declared October 2 as International Day of Non-Violence. The resolution reaffirms the universal elements of principle of non-violence and the desire to secure a culture of peace, tolerance, understanding, and non-violence. The birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi is of huge significance to all of us. With great enthusiasm, we are celebrating the 153rd birth anniversary of the man who was ahead of his times. I would like to begin with a quote which I believe is the core value of Mahatma Gandhi's thought and philosophy. He once said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." Every year, to celebrate this occasion, Aligarh Muslim University arranges various programs highlighting the contributions, teachings, and values of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was closely associated with Aligarh Muslim University and visited Aligarh several times. He was also the first person conferred with a lifetime membership of the Students' Union. His love for AMU and its founder reflected in his statement when he referred Sir Syed Ahmad Khan as a prophet of education. He acknowledged Sir Syed as one of the architects of modern India. Aligarh Muslim University had organized a special lecture series on the thought and philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi by the eminent scholars from around the globe under the chairmanship of Vice Chancellor Professor Tariq Mansoor in 2020 to celebrate the 158th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Speaking on the occasion, Vice Chancellor Professor Tariq Mansoor has rightly said Mahatma Gandhi never wanted to become the head of the state, and as a devout Hindu, he wanted the people of all religions to live in harmony, and this makes him one of the greatest leaders to have ever lived. His journey from a simple man to a great, noble, and global leader was a remarkable one. His anniversary is of great significance, not only in India, but in the entire world. His ideologies of non-violence and ahimsa impacted the lives of many great individuals in the world, like Martin Luther King Jr., James Morris Lawson, James Luther Revel, and don't fail to influence even our lives today. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "If humanity is to progress, Gandhi is inescapable." He lived, how acted, and inspired by the vision of humanity evolving toward a world of peace and harmony. He struggled against injustice and unlawful acts, began with the civil disobedience movement for many years in South Africa, which started in 1906. Once in the courtroom, Gandhiji was asked to put off his turban, which made him helpless to act nothing but leave the courtroom. There were several incidences where Gandhiji faced crucial discrimination by white people just because of being a non-white in a white country. It is not often that one gets to witness a person who inspires millions and ignites a nationwide movement cutting across the division of class, religion, and caste, takes the cultural heritage and the philosophy of the land to the common masses, and serves as a spokesperson not just for one country, but of humanity as a whole. Gandhiji started the movement of independence in 1917 with the Champaran Satyagraha, a non-violent movement, a fight for truth and justice. Some of the major people-led movements started by him were the civil disobedience movement, Quit India movement, non-cooperation movement, and the famous Gandhi March of 1930, in which thousands of people joined and campaigned and traveled through 385 kilometers on foot. The movement actually brought the people together to fight for freedom. At several points in his life, Gandhiji was imprisoned by the British government, but he never chose the path of violence. Instead, gave his voice more power by doing strikes for days without food. Elections were subtle and influential enough to create a mass movement against the British and igniting the fire of freedom in every Indian. He made it possible not with force or violence, but with the message of peace and ahimsa. His ideology of cleanliness and his linguistics and educational philosophy of great relevance today. Gandhiji was aware of the fact that the condition of cleanliness and sanitation in India was really poor. He continued his struggle for cleanliness, sanitation, and effective management of waste while fighting for Swaraj. On several occasions, Gandhiji has spoken and acted upon to clean his surroundings. Keeping the importance of Gandhiji's ideas of cleanliness, our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, added on to the value of Gandhi Jayanti with the launch of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in 2014 to incorporate the habit of cleanliness in the people of India and not forget the value of water. To eliminate the societal evils and to achieve the ideal society that is economically self-sufficient, peaceful, as well as to afford moral and spiritual life and to reduce disparities and inequalities, he proposed a new educational scheme known as basic education, which was based on the morality and human values. Gandhiji's vision of basic education, or Nai Talim, better known as new system of education, was very innovative. It was based on the belief that the activity known as the thinking hand has driven the evolution of man and society more than anything else. His views on education were very much reflected in the statement when he said, "Education should not be made dependent on money. As the sun gives light to all, rich and the poor, and rain falls on all, so the learning must be made available Education Policy, NEP 2020, has talked significantly about the importance of multilingualism in education and also outlines that wherever possible, the medium of instruction should be the home language or the mother tongue or the local language or the regional language. This is what Mahatma Gandhi has emphasized long back. Gandhiji viewed education as an integral whole as well as an instrument of social evolution, constantly lifting human life to something better culturally, socially, morally, and spiritually. At the educational conference in Wardha in 1937, Gandhiji took up the issue of medium of instruction, and a resolution was passed which suggested that the medium of instruction should be the mother tongue. He was in favor of giving the rightful place to the regional languages in education. Gandhiji, in his message to the students, stressed on learning their vernacular languages so that they can engage in rendering great service to their nation by respecting their mother tongue. He advised them search for the virtuous traits in their own mother tongue and not to enslave themselves to the culture and language of a foreign land. Gandhiji considered language as a need for human survival. Primary importance ought to be given only to the mother tongue because real inspiration and elevation can come only through the mother language. Mahatma Gandhi is known for assimilating society and the language. As he said, our language is the reflection of ourselves, and if you tell me that our languages are too poor to express the best how, then I say that the sooner we are wiped out of existence, the better for us. If the large component of masses were to understand the significance of Swaraj, no other language except their mother tongue is effective to convey the message to them. Voicing his opinion on mother tongue, Gandhiji said, I am killing to my mother tongue and to my mother's breast. In spite of its shortcoming, it alone can give me the life-giving milk. It is our mental slavery that makes us feel that we cannot do without English. I can never subscribe to the defeatist creed. It is significant to note that Gandhiji himself set an example by adhering to his mother tongue Gujarati in all his writings. Gandhiji himself had a multilingual exposure. He was a Gujarati writer in South Africa, picked up Hindustani at Mumbai, learned Tamil by teaching a British, and acquainted with Urdu script on his way back to India. Language remains to be a long-standing concern in Gandhian philosophy and acts as a significant tool overturning British rule in India. Gandhi firmly held the language needs to be imbued with the speed if you were to become free from foreign rule. As he stated, our capacity to attain unity in diversity will be the beauty and taste of our civilization, implying that the heterogeneity was a celebration and not a sacrifice in the face of oneness, which he believed would be accomplished through linguistic unification. Gandhiji's views on language draw a parallel with his ideology on faith, religion, and democracy. We cannot deny the fact that his conception of inclusive growth and indigenous development is the base of modernization in India. Another issue which Gandhiji was quite peculiar about was the treatment of untouchables. He was against the injustice done to them. It was he who addressed such people as Harijans and gave them the title of the children of God. Not let people use other disgraceful words for them. To affirm the idea, he published journals named Harijan, Harijan Sevak, and Harijan Bandhu. Not only Gandhiji's speeches, but his writings too impacted millions who joined the freedom movement at his call. His writings covered almost every aspect of Indian society, politics, and culture, and he commented on every important subject relevant to human knowledge and action. Many writings exist on Mahatma Gandhi, his ideology, his philosophical thought, his way of life, his teachings, his impact on the society and on many aspects of life and works of Gandhi. As Peter Prof says, Gandhi was primarily a man of action, but he never underestimated the power of words. Thus, we need not to be surprised that throughout his life, he was intentionally interested in the development of India's literary language. His impact of Indian literature can be gauged from the fact that several biographies of Gandhi have been written in all Indian languages. The episodes from the freedom struggle led captured in folk tales and folk songs of the country. He is the protagonist of many narratives for children even today. Plays and films have often been dominated by Gandhi's life and thought and critical discourse on ethics, politics, grassroots democracy, rural education, women empowerment, Dalit empowerment, and many more engaged with Gandhian ideas and his ideals. Only a few people in the history of civilization have made an everlasting impact as huge as Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi Jayanti is an occasion to inspire the people and their increasing value of no violation against any living being. A speech is not enough to speak about Mahatma Gandhi's struggle, sacrifices, values, philosophy, and deeds, as his entire life is a lesson to incorporate, learn, and practice each single day. So before I conclude, let's take a pledge today that we all will maintain peace and harmony and must implement Mahatma Gandhi's ideas and core values in our life and lead our country to an incredible and developed nation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Warsi, Chairperson, Department of Linguistics. It was indeed a very, very thought-provoking address. You touched upon so many facets of Gandhi's philosophy, Gandhi's life. And the beauty of the discussion on Gandhi is that 4 speakers have spoken and there has been no common content in all the 4 speeches. And I'm sure there will be 40 more speeches if today they'll be different, because Gandhi has so much to give us and so much to think over that we can endlessly go on and talk about. So the way you talked about language and its importance in Gandhi's world, the way he inspired us to love our language and achieve our identities through linguistic empowerment, this is definitely something that we must hold on to in a world where we are going to social media and learning languages in such a haphazard way that we are neither in vernacular systems nor in English mediums. So thank you very much, Professor Warsi. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have reached to a very crucial juncture of today's deliberations. And for that, I must take just 2 or 3 moments to say a few things. A good university comprises good students. A better university comprises good students and teachers, but the best university is the one where good students are taught by better teachers and they are led by the best leader. We are fortunate to have such a leader in our Vice Chancellor, Professor Jayanti, who has such a vast experience from so many walks of life, that he must have met and seen many people, many experiences, many situations where Gandhian values must have been embodied by situations, peoples, and events. And whenever he speaks, he has a fresh dimension to add to the discourse, whatever the discourse may be. Therefore, I'm reminded of a Shakespeare's quote in Othello, which is about richness of experience. This short sentence says, "You shall more command with ears than with your weapons." And our Vice Chancellor, sir, has ears which he uses as very, very soft skills to command, to lead this wonderful university, the seat of great learning. Sir, I invite you to share with us your valuable thoughts on this momentous occasion.
Vice Chancellor, Professor Mohammed Gurri Sahab, Registrar, Mr. Mohammed Imran, University Librarian, Professor Nishad Fatma, Professor Vibha Sharma, distinguished members of the faculty, staff, and my dear students, Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all of you. Our learning teachers, Professor Muhammad Ali Johar and Professor Muhammad Jayanti Warsi, and the young students, Mr. Javed Ashraf and Ms. Zaira Asad, have very lucidly brought out the various salient points regarding the life and teachings of father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. अब जैसे जहांगीर वारसी साहब ने सही कहा कि महात्मा गांधी was very much attached to Aligarh University. He repeatedly came to Aligarh, and whenever he used to come to Aligarh, he always used to visit Aligarh. And he is also the first life member of the Aligarh Muslim University Institution. उनका अटैचमेंट था अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी से। यहाँ के लोगों ने बुलाते थे, स्टूडेंट भी बुलाते थे, स्टाफ भी बुलाता था, और लोग भी बुलाते थे जो आते थे। तो ये एक बहुत अहम बात है जिसको हम लोगों को अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए। दूसरी चीज़ जो है वो ये है कि इन्होंने वारसी साहब ने भी कहा, मैंने भी बात कहा था 2-3 साल पहले जब ये हमारे ऑफलाइन प्रोग्राम हो रहे थे महात्मा गांधी, बीच में तो हुए नहीं 2 साल ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम। क्योंकि 1947 में जब इंडिया को इंडिपेंडेंस मिली तब महात्मा गांधी चाहते तो वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर हो सकते थे। शुरू से ही अपना जहन बनाते, कोई उन्हें नहीं मदद कर सकता था। वो चाहते गवर्नर जनरल हो सकते थे इंडिया, प्रेसिडेंट तो नहीं हो सकते थे। उस बाद में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना है 1950 में, तब प्रेसिडेंट की पोस्ट तब बनाई, लेकिन वो जो है गवर्नर जनरल हो सकते थे। जैसे मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना गवर्नर जनरल हो गए पाकिस्तान, लेकिन ऐसी चीज़ उनके दिमाग में नहीं थी। अभी छोटी छोटी पोस्ट होती है, पूरी दुनिया की बात कर रहा हूँ, इंडिया की बात नहीं कर रहा। छोटी छोटी पोस्ट होती है, कैसा आदमी उसके लिए एम्बिशियस होता है पूरी दुनिया में। तो एक आदमी ने जिसके ही कुड हैव बिकम गवर्नर जनरल, he could have become prime minister, he could have taken any other post, लेकिन ये चीज़ उनके दिमाग में आई नहीं। और शुरू से ही उन्होंने जवाहरलाल नेहरू को ट्रेन किया था कि ये करेंगे, प्लानिंग की। तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, छोटी मोटी बात नहीं। तो इससे आप समझ सकते हैं कि उनकी कितनी जबरदस्त पर्सनैलिटी। There is a treasure trove of wisdom to be learned from Gandhiji's life, which was based on 4 cardinal principles. Truth, which is Satya; peaceful protest, Satyagraha; welfare of all, which is Sarvodaya; and non-violence, Ahimsa. ये 4 कार्डिनल प्रिंसिपल जो उन्होंने एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिस की, ये नहीं कि उन्होंने जो है वो ऐसे कह दी। और जो है लोग बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं, उसे प्रैक्टिस कर पाते हैं। अब यहाँ हम नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन की प्रेज लेंगे और सैनिटेशन की प्रेज लेंगे, फिर प्रैक्टिस कर पाते हैं कि हम 100 आदमियों को प्लेस कराएंगे। तो देखिए उन्होंने जो प्रीच किया उसे प्रैक्टिस किया, ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। Definitely, as our students have also said, and our learned teachers have also mentioned, that Gandhiji was definitely one of the greatest political and spiritual personalities of the 20th century. Definitely he was. A person who has influenced Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, who were great personalities in their own right. He influenced them also. And he has influenced a whole generation of not only Indians but people people all over the world. Mahatma Gandhi belongs to the whole world. We cannot forget he spent 21 years in South Africa. 21 years is a huge, such a big period in one's life. Especially in those times when longevity was not so much. 21 years he spent there and tried to help the oppressed people without any ambitions, because he was a foreigner then in South Africa. Mahatma Gandhi always stood for communal harmony, peace, brotherhood and non-violence, even at the risk of antagonizing others. So many times he undertook fasts for peace and communal harmony. When the riots broke out in Bengal, when riots broke out in Bihar, he went there and fasted. He was always against the partition of the country. He walked to the house of, there's a very famous incident, when he was in Bombay, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah was also living in Bombay. He was practicing there, his base was also in Bombay. He walked to the house of Muhammad Ali Jinnah to convince him that the country may remain united. Carriage में नहीं गए. By walking, he wanted to convey a message. But he could not succeed. There are, of course, many reasons and many factors which led to the partition. We are not going to let. This is not the opinion. But he was against it. And he was definitely justified. Because what the partition led, it led to so many human tragedies. So many people, they were uprooted. Billions of people, they were uprooted. Billions of people, they died. So much atrocities were committed, which are unspeakable. So it was justified. Now when we look back in hindsight, the tragedies which occurred at the time. His message is very relevant today. I think it is very much relevant. At a time when we are witnessing the war in Ukraine, with a fear or threat of a nuclear disaster also in the nuclear plants there, and even of a nuclear war, low intensity nuclear weapons can be used. I read today in the newspaper that there is talk of using low intensity nuclear weapons. We all pray and hope that it does not come to that. But the talk of this itself so distressing and so catastrophic. Then you see the strife which is occurring in Yemen, in Syria, Afghanistan, Libya, and now in Central Asian countries also, in Azerbaijan and Georgia and Armenia. So after the Second World War, even the Europeans, they thought that the war is behind us. But the Russian attack on Ukraine has just changed the whole situation. And the priorities of the whole world, they have changed, including of Europe and other countries. So I think his message is as relevant today as it was earlier. Gandhiji once said, I quote, "You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty." तो अच्छे बुरे आदमी तो रहेंगे, अच्छी बुरी चीजें होंगी. But if some people or some drops are dirty in the ocean is still remains clean. Mahatma Gandhi was influenced by religious concepts and was a devout Hindu. He was a very devout Hindu. It is wrong to say that he was following other religions or he was a very devout and spiritual figure. He respected all other religions. He had great knowledge about other religions also, including the Indic religions, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, as well as the Judaic religion, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, Abrahamic religions. He had a great knowledge. He also had deep knowledge about the prophets, whether the prophet of Christianity and the prophet of Islam, peace be upon him. So he was a religious and spiritual person. Our greatest tribute is to follow his teachings of simplicity, fairness, empathy, and humanness. And let us all try to become better human beings. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your speech has indeed added profound perspectives to today's discourse on Gandhiji. And we all are definitely going to go back with a lot of food for thought for a long, long time. The way you have connected Gandhian philosophy and Gandhian issues with the problems that are lurking on humanity at present, it is indeed one more validation of a very, very important fact that Gandhi will always remain relevant. We will never find our Babu out of relevance. Thank you, sir, for sharing so many facts and allusions related to Gandhiji. And now, for the next very important aspect of this deliberation, I request you, sir, Vice Chancellor, sir, to lead us in the National Integration Pledge and Sanitation Pledge. I request you all to please stand up and follow accordingly.
मेरे परिवार से, मेरे मोहल्ले से, मेरे प्रचार करूँगा। मैं आज जो शपथ ले रहा हूँ मैं अन्य 100 व्यक्तियों से भी करवाऊँगा। मैं भी मेरी तरह स्वच्छता के लिए 100 घंटे दे इसके लिए प्रयास करूँगा। मुझे मालूम है कि स्वच्छता की तरफ बढ़ाया गया मेरा पूरे भारत देश को स्वच्छ बनाने में मदद करेगा।
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to express gratitude. Expressing gratefulness blesses us with positivity, Bapu had said. And for this Gandhian feat, I call upon Professor Nishad Fatima, the University Librarian, for offering the formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Vibha. Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm and gracious good morning to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, PDC, sir, Registrar, sir, dignitaries, distinguished speakers, staff members, and students who have assembled here to mark the birth anniversary of our Father of Nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and pay tributes towards him for his unwavering resolve to take the nation and the humanity forward. Today, I am feeling honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the Aligarh Muslim University on this special occasion. For first and foremost, I would like to convey a deep sense of gratitude to our Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Tariq sir, for his gracious presence and inspiring thoughts on the philosophy of life propounded by Mahatma Gandhi ji. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Mohammad Gulrez Sahab, who blessed us with his valuable suggestions, kind gesture, guidance, and constant support for making this commemorative event a grand success. Without a miss, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate and welcome our registrar, Mr. Mohammad Imran Sahab, IPS, to this very first function name you as registrar. Sir, we express our sincere gratitude for being a source of strength for this program and look forward for your constant guidance and support in the future programs of the university as well. Thank you, sir. Also, I would like to acknowledge our heartiest thanks to our eminent speakers, Professor Mohammad Ali Johar Sahab, Chairperson, Department of Urdu, and Professor Mohammad Jahangir Warsi Sahab, Chairperson, Department of Linguistics. Indeed, in their eloquent address, they both have unfolded various glorious chapters of life, ideas, and contribution of Mahatma Gandhi ji towards building this nation and progress of the humanity as a whole. Furthermore, I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to our young student, Mr. Javed Ashraf, a student of PhD in Urdu, and Miss Zahra Asad, student of BSc final year, who magnificently highlighted the valuable thoughts and ideas of Gandhi ji towards the life and humanity. They summarily emphasized that Gandhi ji is for all and for always, and advocated the need to embrace these principles and values in all spheres of life to be a successful human. My special thanks and deep regards to all the dignitaries and the people from administration, finance officer, Professor Mohammad, since he's not here, but still, Professor Mohammad Muhsin Sahab, Proctor, Professor Wasim Ali Sahab, and Principal, Women's College, Professor Naima Gulrez, Madam, and all the MICs especially MIC Land and Garden, MIC Electricity, MIC Conservancy, MIC Building, MIC Guest House, and MIC Public Relation Affairs and PRO, and other staff for their tiring efforts in organizing such a magnificent event. At this juncture, I would also like to thank all the deputy librarians, assistant librarians, joint registrars, assistant registrars, and other staff members of MA Library and Registrar Office for extending their back and support for shaping this program into a grand success. I am very thankful to Qari Sahab for the recitation of verses from Holy Quran. And yes, it would be a great regret if I forget to acknowledge the efforts of Professor Vibha Sharma for conducting this program in a smooth and successful manner. Certainly words are not enough to express our heartfelt gratitude to honorable dignitaries, distinguished faculty members, prominent administrators, students, and all the invitees for sparing time and their patient listening. Of course, without your active participation, this program would not have been a resounding success. Thank you each and every one. And in advance, I would like to thank the Tarana team for Rashtragan. Before parting, the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, "My life is my message," can be summed up in the words of Martin Luther King, as an Honorable Vice Chancellor also said that Gandhiji has a great impact had a great impact on Martin Luther King also. So he said it in his words, "An individual has not started living until he rises above the confines of his individualistic concern to the broader concerns of all the humanity." Thank you each and every one. Once again, kindly, after the Rashtragan, kindly join us over a cup of tea. Thank you each and every one.